Hello Gemini, welcome to Truth Well Told Tarot. This is your weekly reading. Now I'm going to get straight into the reading because, as some of you know, I'm still struggling with my voice, so let's crack on before it gives way. So we've got the past, the present, challenges, advice from spirit and outcome. I've also turned over the bottom of the deck, Gemini. We've got an angel answer card and also a spirit message card too. Let's start with the past position. Now, I have the Four of Wands, the Knight of Wands and the Emperor. But here's the thing, the Emperor was here at the beginning and we've got the Empress, his counterpart, at the end. Sometimes these represent a power couple, very successful, perfect complement. But this to me also talks about polarity. Repelling, divisiveness of some kind. So I feel for some of you might be going through some kind of like separation maybe in terms of a relationship that once worked really well, but now it's almost kind of like the traits of these characters are oppressing the other. You know what I mean? And they're repelling each other rather than complementing. Yeah. We have the Emperor and we have the Four of Wands. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. Yeah, well, 3 fours in your reading. We've got the Four of Cups as well. So there's an element of needing foundation, needing solidity in your life. Feeling safe and secure. That could be in relationships, that could be in career, that could also represent universal protection as well. Ask your angels for help. That's what the 3 fours can talk about as well. So I just wanted to mention that to you because the Emperor is a card of Aries. Now the Four of Wands can be about milestones, it can be about celebration in the family, it can represent engagement, marriage, positive news of some kind, you know, both of these together. But I feel for some of you there could have been some controlling issues with somebody on the relationship front, because somebody is certainly moving on. Somebody is certainly moving on from a situation that might have felt that kept them stuck. I mean, I'm seeing the Four of Cups at the end as well. Sometimes the fours can talk about stillness, comfort, but sometimes the fours can talk about stagnation as well. So yeah, I just feel for some of you that could be a meaning of some of these cards. The other thing that I'm feeling is, you know, some of you could be heading towards solidity of some kind. But I do feel because the Knight is turning his back on this card the way I've pulled it out, I think some of you are moving away from this situation. Yeah, certainly for some of you anyway. Could be with an Aries. But yeah, as I said, the fours can be about the home. This is the happy home card. And the Emperor can be about, is a great driver of initiative, solidity, firm foundations in the home, but it can also represent something that's too over controlling, even stifling in some respects. And I feel for some of you now that there's definitely a feeling that I'm getting that there's issues with the home of some kind or relationships, because we've got the Queen of Cups next to this card. We've got the Mars energy here, which is linked to the Emperor here. So the Nine of Swords is Mars in Gemini. So it is Mars in Gemini. This is card of Mars. And this is about self-destruction. This is about negative thinking. This is very much at night, especially, how our negativities can really own us, magnify things, blow things out of proportion in some way. And I think it's to do with love. I think it's to do with relationships of some kind, Gemini. It's very much what I'm feeling. The Queen of Cups is a card of love. It's also a card of to move out of this situation. Be emotionally grounded now, emotionally centered. That's what the cards are saying. Come back to you within. Keep a lid on your emotions as much as you can, because that's how you remain solid in your external world. We've got the White Cliffs of Dover behind her, and the water in tarot that surrounds the Queen of Cups represents our emotions. And that water can crash at those cliffs as much as it wants to, but they're not going to shift those cliffs. There's a solidity there. And that's metaphoric for the Queen of Cups because she is emotionally centered. So there's something about needing to be emotionally centered to deal with a situation now. Because I kind of feel in your challenge position, that's what's going to help find the release. That's where you're going to think clearly. That's where you're going to be grounded as well. Taking the practical steps that you need to move on. To deal with the situation, to make choices. That can bring about new beginnings. Promising new beginnings, the Pentacles. Can be blessings from the universe. Like I said, there's 3 4s. This is the 1111 card as well. Your angels, ancestors, guides, sending you blessings. And this can be a form of blessing as well. Be open to receive blessings. Support from the universe. On a practical level, the Ace of Pentacles can be the beginnings of valuing yourself, putting yourself first. Self-esteem. Finding your self-worth again, maybe where you might have lost it. This can also be about linked to jobs, money, maybe getting your own financial independence as well in some way. Something's shifting. This can be a shift, or it's a challenge to bring shifts around. Could be making a decision or choice, seeing things clearly, having an idea of how you need to move forward. Everything becoming clear brings a positive shift to a new beginning. And this is kind of like the open door to new horizons for me as a reader as well. Can be in the form of refocusing on your work, going back to work even if you've been out of work for a period of time, to bring your self-value back. You know, sometimes when one area of our life isn't going right, focusing on another area and doing that well helps bring the balance, you know. We've got 2 major arcana here in from spirits. Powerful message. Like I said, with that Knight of Swords, everything becoming clear, clarity of thinking, decisions, getting direction back in your life. The Knights are very much about direction, finding your direction in where you want to go, how you want to deal with a situation. And this is also a card of direction. It's the calm after the storm, the Star card. This comes after the Tower in the major arcana, of which this is a part. To remind us that when things come crumbling down, and remember that Tower energy can be linked to property and homes as well. So when things come crumbling down, this is where you're finding that sense of renewal, that self-identity, who you are, truly who you are. This person is naked, your core essence of who you are, coming back to yourself in some way. But this is also finding direction. We do talk about follow the star, getting a clear direction, a purpose of where you're going now. And this is being guided by the universe. We've got the white stars here, which represent divine blessings. This can sometimes be seen as the divine wish fulfillment card. But this is a period of growth as well for you. The beginnings of regrowth, renewal. This water pours onto the earth. And water, when it pours onto the earth, things start to grow. It's nourishing the earth, the foundation of you, of your self-identity. This is an era of growth. And it comes when you find balance, reconciliation from within, even reconciling things in your external world with people that you need to reconcile with, in order to bring flow back in your life. I had a couple of these cards for Aquarius as well, it was Aquarius. So there could be some links with Aquarius too. This is an Aquarian energy. This is Sagittarius, which talks about balance. And when you get balance, this is when things start to flow in your life again. And now, I also feel with this energy as well, you see the angel is blending. It is about reconciling, but it's about blending the perfect life ingredients for you now. And I think you're beginning to understand what you want in life and what you don't want. Yeah. Maybe some of you are making clear decisions, and that's your challenge, which will bring about a new beginning in some way. But this is a wonderful new beginning that some of you might be struggling with at the moment to make that decision or choice or come to that conclusion. But once you do, Spirit is saying that there is a sense of renewal, hope, and the path opens up before you. So, beautiful message there. Yeah, we've got the Empress, we've got the Four of Cups, and we've also got the Ace of Cups as well. You've got two new beginnings here. So very powerful, Gemini. The Four of Cups, this happened in Aquarius as well, can be about missed opportunities. This is somebody who is discontent or bored or emotionally drained, and they're not engaging with moving forward. They're just stagnant, they're stuck, they're not happy. And yet they're sitting under a tree, and sometimes trees in tarot can represent knowledge, the fact that deep down you have the answers that you seek, and you understand that now is the time to move forward. This card, so this cup is being offered by God, the Divine, the Universe. There's opportunity to move forward. It is about being open to receive. Don't close yourself off to new opportunities, and certainly with the Ace of Cups, even new love. Now, if it's not new love, this can be about emotional wholeness again, emotional renewal, you reconnecting with you on a deep level. This is the cup of joy. This is the cup that says, this is once you make the decisions or choices, see things clearly, find balance, get a grip of your emotions. This is owning your emotions, the Ace of Cups. This is owning the good and bad that could have pulled you apart one time. Certainly with Temperance, you see those two cups that could have pulled you apart, those emotions. This is where they're blended to becoming whole again. And I feel for some of you, this is about becoming whole, finding your emotional centre, which brings happiness and joy. That could be in the form of new love or self-love. Things beginning, new beginnings that bring groundedness, your own self-value back, and your own self-love or new love. So be open to receive, don't miss opportunities. And the Empress is a number 3. And the 3s in tarot are about the beginnings of manifestation, recognizing that she is about creation. And she asks you to recognize that, like her, you are a co-creator of your own life, linked with God, the Divine, the Universe. And now is the time to create a new life for yourself, maybe, or a part of your life. She can represent the birth of a child, the birth of a new job, the birth of relationships. She's the card of Venus. She represents finding solid love as well. New love, being open to new love. But to actually manifest and move forward, sometimes we have to accept what's gone is gone from the past. So sometimes the 3s can very much be about closure in order to move on to the new, And this is a wonderful card of abundance, creation, prosperity, nurturing, understanding that now is the time when you apply yourself. You're planting the seeds. These are seed cards. The aces are seed cards that are linked to your destiny. And the Empress is saying now is the time to manifest something new in order to bring real growth into your life long term, whether that's in jobs, whether that's in business, whether that's in love. So be open to create, be open to receive, because the promise of the Empress is wonderful. Yeah. We have the Angel House card, and that's recovery. I think some of you are recovering, Gemini. And know that the Empress is a wonderful card of nurturing as well. Nurture yourself. It is about your own path now. Your own sense of renewal. Because there's opportunity in love and also material opportunity as well to bring solid foundations back in your life. Yeah. Two spirit messages came out. This should be fun me reading them, but let's see. So the first one is vulnerability. This is confirmation that you're seeking to tread into the unknown, unfamiliar territory, where decisions are based more on intuition than rationality. Don't let fear hold you back or allow any misguided sense that feeling vulnerable is somehow a negative condition. And I feel for some of you that you like everything under control, but there are some things where you need to accept that you are vulnerable emotionally. In your foundations, you've been vulnerable. In your emotions, you've been vulnerable. And allow that sense of renewal to wash over you, to come back to you. And this is about standing your ground. Like I said, there's a polarity here between the Emperor and the Empress. So some kind of like polarity. Even people going their separate ways, that's what I'm feeling. Stand your ground. Standing your ground is an empowering, confidence-building action to take from time to time. Now is the moment when you need to stand your ground. You know you can do it, and know that by doing so, you will be the victor. Yeah. I'm going to leave it there because my voice is going. Hope you enjoyed the reading. Sorry about my voice, but I wanted to get something out. I hope it's a great week, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.